Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of Doug's Guitar of the Day. I thought I was finished with 18, and then I got a call a few weeks ago from Bill Kraft. Said he found some cherry wood, and he wanted to know if I wanted him to make me a Strat body. And I'm like, yeah, I'll jump all over that. So he sent me some pictures along the way. Um, give you the details. Um, Basically, it's cherry and it's a kind of oil finish. I don't know. I don't remember if he said true oil or tongue oil, but it's a nice satin finish. Brings out the grain really well. He said it'll probably darken with age, which will make it look even better. Um, it's a hardtail Strat. It's got the string ferrules on the back. Um, I always like the sound of a Telecaster bridge pickup, but I like the comfort of the Strat. So I asked him if he could route it like a Strat, except with for a Tele bridge pickup. So he did that, and it turned out really well. Trying to think and get my thoughts in order here. Um, Anyway, when he sent it to me, I had to source some parts to get it together. So I found a Squire neck on reverb.com for about $50, which was more than I wanted to pay, but it was the best deal I could find, and I knew it would fit the neck pocket and everything, which it does. Bill's really good about lining everything up with a laser. Has a neck pocket and pickups and everything line up like they should. I've built a lot of kit guitars that really didn't. So he's built enough now that it gets better every time. It's really snug neck pocket. I didn't need to put a shim in it or anything. I mean, all the height is right where it should be, which is good. So I had to buy a regular Strat pick guard. I bought one that was cut out for a humbucker, but I had to cut it to make it fit around the Telecaster bridge, which it turned out pretty good. It's a little bit askew, but it looks good from a distance. Um, Now, wiring wise, I had two pickups from an older Squire Affinity Strat that Bill had given to me a few years back. They had white covers on them. I just took the covers off, and the bobbins were black. So I thought that looks gonna look good with the tortoiseshell. I wanted to do something different with the wiring, just for grins. So what I ended up doing was getting an on-off switch for each pickup, which is nothing new. That was really popular to do in the 80s because you could get your regular 5 Stratocaster sounds plus your bridge and neck together, or all three. Now, what makes this a little bit different is this is actually the idea came from the wiring from Brian May's guitar of the rock band Queen, which has 3 on-off switches for each pickup, but also has 3 phase switches, one for each pickup. I didn't want to deal with the phase switches, and I didn't want to put 6 switches on this guitar. So I opted for the on-off switch. Now, what makes his guitar and this one different from most other ones is every combination of 2 or more pickups is a series combination rather than parallel like a regular Strat would be. So it gets a little bit more output and a little bit kind of warmer tone. Anyway, it worked out really good. I figured out how to do it. Brian May's guitar has the regular slide switches. These are just double pull, double throw on-off switches. The same thing, but in a handled toggle rather than a slide switch. So figured out how to make that work. Standard volume and tone, just like a Telecaster would have. I've got this middle hole for the pickguard plugged with a little plastic plug you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. Fits right in that hole. And then the wiring, just a 0.02 microfarad standard tone capacitor, 250K solid shaft pots, and then wired in 50s or output loaded fashion, so you don't lose any highs when you turn your volume down. You don't need a separate treble bleed capacitor across the volume to do that when you wire it this way. Anyway, we'll go over the switching real quick. What we've got first, I'll just turn the back pickup on. This is the Telecaster pickup. So this is basically a Strat that sounds like a Tele in this position, sort of. The one thing I am noticing, I've got 9s on this. I think when I rest my hand on the string, it touches the pole piece of the pickup. And I'm getting some extra noise by it doing that. So I'm not really sure how to remedy that at this point. I don't remember having that problem before, but I may try something different to keep that from happening. Anyway, that's the back pickup. Then your middle pickup. And finally your front. Y'all familiar with that? Where this guitar starts to build character is when you add these series combinations of pickups. First thing we're going to do here is take the the treble pickup, and we're going to add the middle in series to it. Now that's where you get your Strat quack or cluck or whatever you want to call it. It sounds, you can get that similar sound out of a normal Strat, but it usually doesn't have quite the output that this does, and that's because we've got a series combination rather than a parallel combination, so it kind of adds the resistance of both pickups and gives you a little bit more output. Okay, we can turn that middle one back off, and we can add the neck pickup in series to the bridge. This is probably the most clean, clear, flat response, pretty sound that this guitar has. Now we can have the front pickup and have the middle pickup in series with that, which is kind of a similar clucky type sound, just a little bit more mellow. Or you can have all 3 pickups together at the same time, which is really quacky, but a little bit more mellow yet. This is all three. So I don't know yet how all those are going to work live. I'm going to get a try tomorrow, maybe. Got a track all queued up so I can maybe give you and me an idea of what it's going to sound like. That's about all I've got to say about it. It turned out really good. Bill did a good job. I always wanted to do this. It kind of made one of my dreams come true, so I'm going to have to think of something else for him to build. I've got the ideas. He's got the know-how when it comes to wood. So, here we go. Back pickup. Back and middle. Back and front. Front and middle. All three. Front. Middle. Back and middle. All three.